Attention please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
It is a cool, crisp Tuesday evening here in New England, so get the coats out. It's that sort of weather. Get the captain out, too. There's Aaron Judge making friends here in Boston, where it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox in the first of three from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Joe Girardi. I'm Michael Kay. Red Sox just split 4 with the Detroit Tigers, and the Yankees swept the Kansas City Royals. And behind the Yankees sweep is the power of 2 men, and that's Judge and Rice. When you look at them combined, they have 4 more home runs than the entire Red Sox roster.
Yeah, 17-13. They're beating them, but Ben Rice has been so impressive the whole year. And what I've seen from Ben Rice is it doesn't matter if it's a left-handed starter, a right-handed starter, a left-handed reliever, a right-handed reliever. He's punishing the baseball. He's staying behind it. He's getting to the ball in. And some of the holes that he had last year, Michael, are getting smaller and smaller, and that's why he's doing so much damage. And then there's Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge hit 5 home runs last week. You see this one off the left-hander. He pulled it into the left field bleachers. That's more than I would hit in a year, Michael. And then he said, well, you're going to throw me a breaking ball. Let me flip that into center field. He has been extremely impressive. The weather heated up. So did Aaron Judge, and that's bad news for a lot of teams.
Ben Rice is now homered in 4 straight games, longest streak of his young career, and Aaron Judge keeps doing it in the first inning. 5 first-inning home runs, 90 in his career. All right, let's take a look at the pitching matchup in this one. Once again, the Yankees are seeing a left-handed starter. The Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Connolly Early, who's off to a good start for the Red Sox. You see his numbers this year. And Luis Gil for the Yankees. Those are his numbers lifetime against the Red Sox. He's made 2 starts, and you've seen an improvement from one start to the next.
I did. I thought I saw a huge improvement in his off-speed. He started to get more swings and misses, and that's important for any pitcher because there are times where you're going to need a strikeout. When his fastball's down in the zone or up above the waist, it's really effective. You're going to see this good slider, but what I loved was the changeup. Now here's a fastball that's thigh to waist high. I don't care who you are, most pitchers are going to get hit hard. So for him, the key is keeping the ball down or up, not in that middle zone, and continue to use that changeup really effectively. He did it against right-hander as well as left-handers his last start.
All right, so he went 4 innings the first start, 5 innings last start, 5 hits, 4 runs. He walked 2, and he struck out 5. Can the Yankees keep the good vibes going from what they had over the weekend in New York? Well, stay tuned when we come back. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, Yankees, Red Sox, next, right here on Yes. Another sellout crowd expected here at Fenway Park. This place opened up in 1912, and it is a baseball cathedral. And for the Yankees and the Red Sox, it just seems a little bit more important. Let's take a look at the Yankees starting lineup against the left-hander Connolly Early, Ahmed Rosario, Aaron Judge, and Ben Rice at the top. Middle, Stanton, Bellinger, and Grichin. Bottom third, Chisholm, Caballero, and catching and batting ninth is Austin Wells.
See the numbers on Connolly Early. He's actually pitched really, really well for them. Probably the best left-hander so far in the rotation, and that includes Crochet and Suarez, so that's saying something.
Rosario's ready. Early is ready. And let's do it here at Fenway. First pitch is strike. We're underway.
Yeah, let's check out the Nissan's pitcher scouting report. All good things must come to an end, Michael. To start his career, he had went 33 innings without allowing a home run. Austin Martin got him in his last start for the first one.
Ground ball short. Story bobbles, fires, and the stretch by Contreras, and they get Rosario for the first out.
And that was 161 hitters that he retired before giving up a home run. It's dropping. His changeup has 7.5 more inches of drop than the normal changeup, and hitters have struck out 10 times in 39 at-bats and no extra base hits. And the 4 left-handed hitters, he's been tough on lefties. They're 5 for 33 with a 152 average in his career. So it will be interesting to see what Rice and Belly, Jazz, and Wells, how they approach him.
Now here's Mr. First Inning, Aaron Judge. And he takes a pitch outside. In the first inning of his career, a 301 hitter, 405 on base percentage, and 90 home runs. 5 this year.
Could you call him Mr. Third, Fifth, Seventh? Because he hits about every 2 innings.
Well, Mr. Baseball's been taken, so yeah, we'll start with first inning.
I like that,
right.
Mr. First.
Yeah. There's that changeup, Judge way out in front.
Yeah, and this young man doesn't pitch like a rookie. He'll throw anything at any time. He's got a number of different pitches. 4-seamer, 2-seamers, throw a slider, a curveball, a changeup, a sweeper. And there's another one, Michael. It's a really effective pitch. And he's not afraid to throw it 3-2 as well. See the bottom drop out of it right at the end. It's got really late movement. I'm hoping with the cold temperatures that he won't have the same feel that you would on a warm day, but it doesn't look that way so far.
Will he go back to back to back with that pitch? And he did. Grounded to Story. 2 away. We'll take a look at the Red Sox defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers, Anthony, Rafaela, and Abreu. They're outstanding. Rafaela and Abreu in the outfield. Durbin, Story, Meyer, and Contreras. Narvaez behind the plate. Carshield defensive player profile. It's Abreu. 38 defensive run saves since 2024. First in the game. 15 outs above average second. 18 assists first. He's that good out there. Abreu and Rafaela both own Gold Gloves. Ben Rice takes a strike. Home plate umpire is Austin Jones. Todd Titzner at first, John Lipka at second, and Clinton Vondrak is over third. Yankees are 13-9, and the Red Sox are 9-13.
Here Narvaez thought that might have been a strike. He didn't tap his head, but a lot of times the way the catcher kind of pauses when he goes to throw it, he's telling the umpire, it looked pretty good to me.
One and two.
And that pitch is going to be
We'll
really
take a look
tough.
I'm sorry, John.
On left-handers that sinker in, but there's the scouting report, Michael.
And the umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Austin Jones considered neutral. 14 calls challenged, 8 overturned. Calls more high strikes on righties, fewer inside strikes on lefties. He's just a kid. Third major league season. Two and two. Stanton waiting on deck. Three and two. He's so confident at the plate now, taking pitches that are close, feeling good about things. 4 for 10 against the Royals. All of his numbers are great. Actually has a higher batting average in the young season against lefty pitching than righty pitching, hitting .353 against lefties, .333 against righties.
And he's picking up the ball very well so far off early. You think about how he threw those sinkers inside to him to speed him up so he would chase the breaking ball. Has not chased one yet.
3-2. Strike 3. Rice down looking. And the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3, and the Red Sox are coming to bat. Well, the Yankees go down in order in the top of the inning. Now it's the Red Sox turn against Luis Gil. Roman Anthony will lead off, followed by Wilson Contreras. Last 12 games he's been hot. Masataka Yoshida, the DH, will hit third. Then it's Abreu, Story, and Rafaela. And the bottom third, Meyer and Durbin and Narvaez.
Yeah, the numbers on Luis Gil They don't look great, but I saw some positive things. So let's take a look at the Nissan Pitcher Scouting Report on Luis. A lot more whiffs his last start. They went from 16 to 34 between start 1 and 2, so that's a really good sign. I think he found it. I think he found his changeup. The usage doubled. It went from 17% to 34. There were a lot of swings and miss, and I think that's his most effective off-speed pitch. He's had a lot of success. In 5 starts to get him, a .99 ERA.
Roman Anthony takes a strike. Anthony, 21 years old, got off to a really slow start, but over his last 7 games, hitting .318. Last year he finished 3rd in the Rookie of the Year voting, despite only playing 71 games. At .292, .859 OPS. Finished behind Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson of the A's. Now, if you look at this Red Sox team, Joe, it's not your typical Red Sox team where there are glittering superstars all over the place, and that's put Anthony at the age of 21 in the position of being the face of the franchise, and he's the guy who's answering questions in the clubhouse after tough losses. That's tough for a young player.
Yeah, I'm curious to how he's going to handle it, because I always thought the second year of a young player's career can be tough if they had a good first year, because then it's expected all the time. And how do you handle all those expectations, the big contract, everyone going to you? He was supposed to be the big bat that replaced Rafael Devers, and he's been off to a slow start. Had the bad oblique injury in September last year, and they really missed him in the playoffs. But this young man is really talented. And he, like Trent Grisham, got off to a slow start, but his on base has been really good. And it's because he's taken his walks, 15 of them already this year.
On base, 366. Batting average, 234. First 14 games, he was hitting 200 and having trouble throwing in the field. But he unleashed a pretty good throw in the Detroit series. So he's trying to quiet some of that noise around him. Strike 3. Anthony down looking. Let's check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Gritchick, Bellinger, and Judge in the outfield. Left to right, then Rosario, Caballero, Chisholm, and Rice third to first. Wells behind the plate. Stanton is the DH, and Luis Gil is on the mound. So here's Wilson Contreras. Line drive, it's a base hit over the leaping try of Caballero. So 1-out single for Contreras.
Yeah, Michael, the importance of his fastball either being at the knees or above the waist is so important. Wilson Contreras, an aggressive hitter, has always been an aggressive hitter and a really good hitter. And he just lines us over Caballero. And you can see Caballero was kind of going to his left because they were expecting it to be down and away. And he got it in the middle, and he got punished.
Here's Masataka Yoshida. Looked like he was going to be the odd man out in this Red Sox order, but he's kind of forced his way into more starts as he's batting .324. It's a crowded outfield. So with the outfield and the DH, there's 5 players fighting for 4 spots. Somebody has to sit. Today it's Jaron Durant.
And the other thing, Michael, is Jaron Durant is off to a really tough start. I mean, he's really struggling. This guy, a couple of years ago, was an MVP candidate, and he's really struggled this year to start the year for whatever reason. It happens. But this is a big series. Their first series within the division, and the Yankees second.
Count 3-1 on Yoshida. And a strike. 3-2. Red Sox score 4.05 runs per game. That's 20th in baseball. Batting average is 16th at .233. The thing that they don't do well is hit home runs, and that's 13. And that's tied for the fewest in baseball with San Francisco.
Only 4 in 10 games at this ballpark.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's not what you're used to seeing here.
Runner goes, and a ground ball to Jazz Chisholm. He'll take the out at first as Contreras moves to second.
You know what's interesting about this lineup to me, Michael, is how many young kids are in it. I mean, there's 6 young kids in this lineup that don't have a ton of experience, and the experience really comes from Contreras and Story. This is a young lineup that's probably hard to predict exactly what they're going to do this year.
Here is Wilyer Abreu, slumping of late, 4 for 30. That's 133. You know, we talk about the lack of power, Joe. If you look at all the projections that different sites do, they essentially had the top home run hitting player on the Red Sox hitting 18 home runs. So this is not a surprise. This team's not built with a lot of power.
And because they haven't been getting on base, they're not able to run as much as they want. They did yesterday, 3 stolen bases yesterday. But I watch a kid like Abreu, and I've been watching them play. I think at times he swings too hard. He's trying to do too much damage. And you look at this, you just need a base hit here. And it's not like he's a slow starter in his career. He's hit 302 in March and April. See, I like that fastball there, Michael, because it's not between the thigh and the waist. It's above it. You might get a swing and miss, a swing through it. You might get a pop-up. But to me, it sets up his changeup, which I think he has to have success tonight, because a lot of these guys will chase middle below the zone.
Popped up. On the run is Rosario, and makes the play for the final out of the first. Contreras stranded at second, then we go to the second. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Aaron Judge is plus 340. Ben Rice is plus 800. Guess that's the left field, right field here in Fenway.
The ballpark plays a lot bigger to right field.
Here's Giancarlo Stanton in the throes of a 1 for 21 slump, where he struck out 9 times. He was hitless in 9 at-bats against Kansas City.
You know what that means, though, Mike?
Due?
He's due. He's due to get hot. Somebody's going to pay, because when he starts swinging the bat, that's what happens.
High fly ball left field. Anthony turning, looking, seeing. Do you believe in Due?
Michael, coming in tonight, he was 0 for 17 off of left-handers. 0 for 17. Early hadn't given up a home run until his last start in 33 innings. Well, now he's given up 2 in his last 2 starts. And the secret's not out there anymore. These guys are starting to figure it out a little bit, but that's a great sign for the Yankees.
3rd home run of the year. And he's always hit well at Fenway. 39 games, 314 average, 7 home runs, now 8. Bellinger takes a ball, 1-0. Hit sharply, second base, tough hop. Meyer stays with it.
Yeah, we take a look at the home run. I think it might have been a changeup that he pulled, because you can see his index finger and his thumb make a circle. And again, these are not great conditions to throw a changeup. The ball is slick. It's a feeling pitch, and it's hard to have great feeling. But you see his hands go back and the incredible bat speed that he generates. #1 in baseball. Michael, I lost the ball. He hit it so high. I wasn't sure where it was coming down.
Well, the only way that I knew it was gone was Anthony just didn't even move.
And where is it?
It's like that streak of clouds there. 0-1 on Randall Grichuk.
Michael, I would suggest on a night like tonight you don't hit the ball off your feet. I don't think it's a real good idea. It's good to see Randall get a couple hits, a couple doubles last week.
We're told to watch the top of the foul pole and you can see the ball.
Oh yeah,
there's
straight. You should have told me to watch left of the foul pole. Yeah.
Hit sharply and a base hit. Past the diving Durbin. So a single for Grichuk.
Michael, when you watch Durbin react to this, it's almost like that ball that Stanton hit, where he hit it twice. Because it goes away from him, and he got jammed, and he tried to stay inside it. And Durbin thought it was going to hook, but it didn't hook. It kind of went towards the shortstop, and that's why he didn't get a good jump on it. You can see that he kind of hesitated because he thought it was going to come to him. He dives, and he's a very good third baseman.
Here's Jazz Chisholm. And shows bunt.
Michael, when I watch Jazz hit, I think it's more of a timing issue than anything. I think at times he's been late on the fastball, and then he either tops it or hits it, kind of flares it to left center field where he gets under it. I'm not really worried about him. He's going to get hot. I just think it's timing.
And that one laced to left field, the base hit.
Yeah, that's a really good piece of hitting because he's been running a lot of fastballs into left-handed hitters, and he takes this one that's away and just hits it to left field. He wants you to think that he's coming in, he's speeding you up, and he goes away, and Jazz takes care of it. And Jazz had a great year against the Red Sox last year. 317, 4-13, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. Maybe this is what he needed to see, was the Boston Red Sox.
Here's Jose Caballero. Last 7 games hitting .360, 9 hits and 25 at bats. First and second, 1 man out. 1 run in on the home run by Stanton.
So how much credit do you have to give to Paul O'Neill for the bats getting hot when he came and started doing some series, or was it the weather? Was it just the time of year?
I didn't think of giving him any credit.
Okay.
Because he'll take it and run with it. Tries to bunt. Bunts through it. Quickly 0-2.
Yeah, a lot of times what you'll have on a scouting report is that he bunts until 1 strike, and then the third baseman will back up. Caballero probably peeked at that, knew that if he got it down, he probably had a base hit. It's just a really tough pitch to do it on.
Fouled away. Ground ball. Story. There's 1. And they turn 2 to get out of the inning. But the Yankees get a run. And it's off the bat of Giancarlo Stanton, who had been slumping until this pitch. His 3rd homer of the year. For his career, his 456.
Welcome back to Fenway Park. Luis Gil is on the mound for his second inning of work. Joe, you mentioned earlier that you feel like his stuff is trending upwards. You noted the increased whip percentage last time out and his comfort in throwing that changeup. Well, it was actually his slider that he spoke to me about after the game, saying in his first start, it was just flat in the zone and ineffective. He worked with pitching coach Matt Blake to get a better shape with that pitch. He felt like it had more depth last time out, and in his words, it was just a little bit sharper. But in speaking with Aaron Boone earlier today, guys, he said with Gil, it all comes down to his fastball to start. If he can repeat his delivery, he's in good shape. They've noticed sometimes last year and even this year, his arm slot drops a little bit, and that's when he gets into some trouble. If he can be aggressive in the zone, he can be effective out there. We saw that with the first batter of the game in Roman Anthony, 6 straight fastballs, eventually getting him looking.
Well, so far so good, Meredith. The Yankees lead 1-0. Story flies out to Bellinger for the first out of the inning. You know, considering the Stanton home run, Joe, Jake Bauers had a home run that was a 42-degree launch, and that was the highest in the major so far this year. Stanton's was so high, it was a 41-degree launch, so just a smidge behind what Bauers did.
41 degrees. And he still hit it, what, 400 feet?
Yep. On to Lansdowne. Grounded foul.
Michael, this is an exciting young player right here. Great defender. Plays shortstop, too. He plays center field, got a really good arm. Really an outs above average guy, plus 21 last year because he covers so much ground. But offensively, you never know what you're going to get from him. There's days he'll hit home runs to center field. There's days that he'll swing at pitches and you're like, But I think that it's starting to come together for him as he's becoming more patient. And in the past, he has swung at the first pitch over 50% of the time in an at-bat. Not so much this year. And I think the patience is going to pay off for this kid.
4th big league season. He's 25 years old. Grounded sharply to Caballero, backed up and fires to Rice. 2 away. Let's find out more about the Red Sox Mohegan Sun team scatter report.
Michael, they're digging out of a hole. They started 2-8, but they've been 7-5 in their last 12, and they're getting closer to 500. Power outage, you've talked about it. Tied for last with home runs this year, 13 with the San Francisco Giants, and they have a tax bullpen. Their last 3 starters have went 11 2/3. The relievers, 15 1/3. And Sonny Gray left after 2 2/3 with a hamstring and ended up on the DL.
Yep. Yeah, their bullpen's taxed. The bullpen has pitched well this year, but it's taxed right now.
And they have 9 guys in their bullpen. They don't have a 5th starter up for Sonny Gray, and they'll have to eventually make that move, but they needed some help today.
One and 2 on Marcelo Meyer. Fly ball on the left side, and it's a fair ball, and it is a double for Meyer. Wow, not much foul ground down there, and it just hit fair and bounced in.
And once it hits that dirt is so hard with the spin that he had on it, it's definitely going to go into the stands. An unfortunate break for Luis Gil because he made a good pitch. The ball wasn't hit hard. It was just placed extremely well.
So here is Chad Durbin, former Yankee farmhand. He's gotten off to a rough start, hitting 162 over his first 20 games. And he's already being booed here at Fenway Park.
Think about what they've had. Rafael Devers for a long time at third base. Alex Bregman. He started to heat up a little bit, 4 for his last 16. But this young man is from the same place as my wife is from, Lake Forest, Illinois. So he should be used to this weather.
He had a good year last year for Milwaukee. Finished third in the National League Rookie of the Year, behind Drake Baldwin and Cade Horton. He went to the Brewers from the Yankees along with Nestor Cortez for Devin Williams. He's a gritty, gutty sort of player, 26 years old.
That's the one thing the Red Sox don't challenge a whole lot. To me, that was a challengeable pitch because it looked like it was down in the zone. It would have flipped the count from 1-2 to 2-1 with the runner in scoring position.
Caleb Durbin swings and misses. And the Red Sox strand one will go to the third. Well, it's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Luca. Look at Luca, who's already got a ball. Looks like he's ready to play right now. Luca's a happy baby.
I like that name.
Yeah. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures post to social media. Reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. And hey, we might spotlight you in a future game. Leading off for the Yankees, Austin Wells. And he takes the ball. Wells, amazingly enough, has just 2 extra base hits on the season. So he's slugging at .260. And that kind of hurts the fact that he is getting on base at .344 on base percentage, but the OPS isn't good.
Yeah, but important when you're in front of Grisham, Judge, or Ben Rice to get on base. And those are the good things that he's doing.
Left field. Roman Anthony puts it away. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. Here is Ahmed Rosario. Early deals. It was early on the mound who lost that Game 3 matchup in the wild card do or die game against Cam Schlittler.
Yeah, it seemed that it took the Yankees one time through the lineup to figure him out a little bit.
Yep, 3 scoreless innings and fell apart in the 4th.
Yeah.
That's a lot. These two, historic franchises, and they handed the ball to neophytes in a do or die game.
Unbelievable.
Now we know that Schlittler won 8 innings of shutout ball. Kind of earned his spurs that day.
Yeah, and he's really carried it into this year. Dominant, confidence. Sure, he's pretty excited to pitch here in the next couple of days.
And guys, Cam Schlittler actually spoke in the clubhouse earlier today saying he has not stepped foot on the mound here at Fenway Park since he was in high school and he was playing in a showcase game. He cannot wait to get the ball, saying, as we know, he grew up a Red Sox fan. When you grow up a Red Sox fan just outside of Boston, they teach you early on to hate the Yankees just like they do if you're living in New York to hate the Red Sox. And he said he hopes that this rivalry gets some more juice up this upcoming year. He loves the fact that fans are into it, and he might potentially hear some boos here at Fenway Park. Although as a kid, he never thought that he would be pitching out here or that he'd be hearing the boos during a game there, as he's doing an interview right there, guys.
I'll tell you what, your calculus is correct because the Red Sox fans hate him now. Hate him because he wears that Yankee uniform.
Well, Meredith said might get some boos. He's going to get a lot of boos.
But Michael, it's funny, he actually spent 2 to 3 months here in the offseason, and he said the people were much kinder in person than they were on social media, if you could believe that or not. He said it wasn't too bad when he was walking around the streets, but he anticipates it being pretty bad on Thursday when he takes the ball.
Durbin, nice play, throws it in the dirt. Picked up by Contreras, and the Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3. Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Nissan. Hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop at NissanUSA.com. by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. And by Hyundai. Test drive a new Hyundai today, only at your local Hyundai dealer. Some pretty good catches right there.
Yeah, I love looking at that split screen and seeing all the different people on it. I definitely went for the steak sandwich too.
I agree. Here's Carlos Narvaez. Being told by our producer Troy Benjamin that you were looking at pastrami.
Look like steak.
Fly ball right field. I'll tell you, I don't know which one I would go with. I don't like lobster and I don't like pastrami.
I would have to agree with you. Yeah, I'm out on both.
I guess I'd go hungry.
Yeah.
You know what a lobster roll costs now?
No.
Like $50.
That sandwich in the ball?
Yeah, about that, yeah. Ooh. See, I'll take the M&Ms, though.
There's a shot.
There's Roman Anthony as they go to the top of the lineup again. 1-0. Roman Anthony played on the USA team in the WBC. Great experience for him with all those star players, and got to reunite for a little bit with his former teammate Alex Bregman.
He learned a lot from Alex. Alex took him in the cage last year and got him to stop wrapping his bat in his stance so much around his head. And what happened is he quickened up inside and could get to the inside pitch, and it made a big difference.
In his debut, Anthony wore number 48. Then he switched to 19. 19 is a pretty important number here in Boston. Not retired yet. Fred Lynn wore 19 for 10 seasons. And when they gave it to Anthony, he said, 19 was good for me, hoping it's good for Roman too.
That's pretty neat. A player of his caliber would say that. When did he go to 19?
I think after his debut. So I think he came up and he wore 19 in the minors and then was given 48. And then he switched back to 19. Red Sox believe in him. They signed him to an 8-year, $130 million extension, not even 2 months after his big league debut. And there is walk number 16 for Roman Anthony this year.
Michael, I know he's struggling, but you can see the attention and the respect that pitchers have for him already, throwing him 3-2 backdoor breaking balls. Fearful of him hitting a double, a home run, impacting the baseball. 21 years old, being on the USA team. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Here's Contreras. Single to left in the first inning. Red Sox got him from the Cardinals in December for Hunter Dobbins and 2 minor leaguers. He's a guy that made the transition from catcher to first base last year, and it went really well. He's a really good first baseman.
One of the best so far in the big leagues this year. 4 outs above average, but he's always been really athletic. Like, I would have compared him. He was a catcher. Joe Madden would put him in left field, put him different. He was like a Russell Martin athletic. Really strong, a really good arm, could play different positions. And I think they just found the right spot for him as he's gotten a little bit older, first base, but he's played extremely well. And it's amazing to me, he's tied for the league lead in hit by pitches with 5. He gets hit a lot. That he hits the ball well in, but I think they want to make him aware in to get him out away.
High fly ball left field. Grichuk, Wynn takes it in. He'll make the play. Anthony goes back to first. That's going to bring up Yoshida. Runner on first with 2 outs. Yankees lead 1-0 on the Stanton moonshot. Yoshida in his 4th season with the Red Sox. 4th season of a 5-year, $90 million deal he signed with them.
Yeah, he's had some arm issues too. Right labrum surgery last year. Started the season late.
Fly ball. Bellinger will put it away. And the Red Sox strand Anthony at first. And we'll go to the 4th. Great statue of 4 teammates on the Red Sox. Well, what would you choose? I think I go with Rice, so I guess I'd be binded by the Rice. You like Chatham?
Oh, I do.
You do?
Yeah, a lot. You?
No, if it's out of the sea, it's not for me. Here's Ben Rice.
By the way, I've only had it out of a can.
So here's Rice from Cohasset, Mass. And it's got to chap the Red Sox just a bit that the Yankees swoop in and draft this guy. Not an early round draft pick. Red Sox had many opportunities to get him, and he's turned into really quite a player.
Michael, I think one of the greatest skills in baseball is projection. Being able to project what someone might come. And obviously the Yankees had a good feeling about Ben Rice, a good feeling about Cam Schlittler, and they become really impactful players on this team.
Two and two. Rice struck out looking in the 1st inning. He's had a home run in 4 straight games. Stan had a home run in the 2nd. And Rice came into the game today 4th in the American League in batting average at .338. Now he's down to .333. These lineups that Aaron Boone has put together, they can't be easy, because every single time you make a decision that you're going to have somebody that's not pleased. No Grisham in the lineup today. No Goldschmidt in the lineup today against a lefty. And it looks like Rice got hit, and he did. So he's going to take first.
Michael, it works a lot more when you're winning and in the playoffs than it does during the regular season. The regular season guys want to play and put up numbers so they can get paid. The playoffs, everyone becomes somewhat unselfish, a lot more unselfish, because they want to win. But it's hard when you have a lot of players that could be playing other places.
Let's check out one of tonight's player props, brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything, and it involves Giancarlo Stanton. Will he hit another home run or more? He's plus 450 for that. Foul back.
But Aaron must do a great job however he does it, because I don't ever hear any complaining. Even through like back channels, or you don't ever hear anyone. The players they have are really professional, understand it's about winning games, and it's not easy making these decisions, because you know every day you're disappointing someone.
It's always good to have a good bench. But when you have a bench with guys that are used to starting, that becomes a little bit of an issue. That's why I think your championship teams that you played on, they had perfect benches where the guys on the bench were bench players and they accepted it. They knew that it was their role.
I think that's important in all sports, to be honest with you, Michael, that players understand their role.
Stanton goes down on strikes.
That they understand that, hey, you know what? I may not get as many at bats, but he's going to put me in situations to be successful. He communicates the night before. You look, I mean, all three of these guys have, the top three have been everyday players.
Yeah.
But again, they have bought in, and it's about winning games.
Here's Cody Bellinger. Grounded right to first. Steps on the bag one. On to second. It's a double play. 3-6 double play. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Yankees still up. 1-0. It's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 284 hitter, 1,376 hits. Stole 343 bases. A Red Sox from 07 to 13. A Yankee from 14 to 17. So you managed this person.
I sure did.
I think I might know. We'll give you time to think about it. And here is Wilyer Abreu. And a strike. Red Sox have gotten off to a rough start. They played a little better of late. That one is chopped to Rice. And it was early in the home season, either the first or second game, that the fans here at Fenway started chanting "Sell the team." And John Henry was here, and there's a video like he was listening to this, and he turned to whomever he was sitting next to, said, "Sell the team." So the championships they've won with him as an owner, the last one in 2018, it's not staying with them because they don't think the Red Sox spend the same amount of money as they used to.
Short-term memory.
Yeah. There's John Henry.
They've done a lot of winning under his ownership, that's for sure.
Craig Breslow, the GM. That ownership group has owned the team for 25 years. Ground ball, third base, Rosario. 2 down. And here is Rafaela. Grounded short in the second. Did you like playing here, Joe? And did you like managing here?
No and no.
Really?
The reason I didn't like playing is there were too many things that could happen in a game that wouldn't happen other places.
Okay.
For example, a guy hits the ball down the third base line, and it goes just by the bag and then hits that sidewall that jets, and it doesn't go down the line. It jets back towards the shortstop. Now, the shortstop may not be running over that way.
Fly ball. Judge. We'll put it away. We'll get more from Joe on why he hates this place. When we come back, we go to the fifth. Well, the Yankees return to prime tomorrow. Take on the Red Sox. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees beginning at 6, only on Prime.
So let me get back to that. No, I don't hate this place. I'm just saying there are so many things that could happen in the course of a game that don't happen in other ballparks. The ball off the wall, right? And it should have been a home run, or it's not a home run.
Up the middle. Meyer retires Grichuk.
Depending on how you hit it. You know, if you hit a line drive, you know, that's 30 feet up, it hits the wall, comes back, and you end up as a single, and a guy may have had a home run. Or you hit a pop-up that would have been an out in most ballparks, and it's now a home run. The right center gap, you hit it 415 feet, it's an out. There's just so many tricky things. So you have to prepare so different, your fielders and everyone, when you come play here, because there's so many nooks and crannies. It's a great baseball atmosphere. The fans are always into it. And it's just a tough place to manage or play because weird things happen.
So it sounds like you didn't like managing more than you didn't like playing.
Correct, because my circle was pretty easy to handle. The circle where I was defensively was not so much a problem, but everywhere else, I think outfielders need to be more active here and backing up. The shortstop has to be more active going out to left field because the ball could hit off the wall and ricochet back, and he may have to feel that. You don't have to do that at other ballparks. And if they forget for 1 second, it might cost you the game.
0-2 on Chisholm. Now, did you ever feel intimidated? Let's say a game you didn't start, you were in the bullpen, maybe helping out. I heard it gets pretty nasty out there.
No, because it gets nasty in a lot of ballparks that I've been to. So I never really felt that as much, and maybe because I wasn't down there as much as the pitchers.
Jazz goes around.
But I tell you what was one of the coolest things is when you're managing, you stand where Aaron Boone's standing, you're going to see the check swing on this breaking ball. That's a questionable one. I think he probably ended up going. But always standing at the rail, there was always someone famous usually right next to you. And I think the favorite person I ever met standing there was Denzel Washington.
Really?
Oh, I was so fired up.
Did you say something to him?
Oh, of course.
Ground ball in the hole, backhanded by Story, fires across the diamond, and that pulls Contreras off the bag. So Caballero will reach. You know, in those seats that you're talking about, Joe,
yeah,
it's a pretty nice play by Story to even get to it.
Yeah, and he loves to throw on the run. He's more comfortable throwing on the run. And Contreras does actually the right thing coming off the bag to block this, because you don't want Caballero to get in scoring position. So I would imagine, though, you know, this is always a tough position for a manager. You want to turn the lineup over. So do you want to turn him loose and let him get thrown out with 2 outs? He has to really be sure if he goes. But what were you saying?
Here's Wells at the plate. That in the 163rd game in 1978, when the Yankees came back from all the, you know, all those games back against the Red Sox, and they had to play that 1-game playoff, which was the 163rd game. George Steinbrenner was sitting in the box. Can you imagine the pressure that Bob Lemon felt?
Oh, yeah, that would not be pressure that I wanted.
And then from the stories I've heard from people that were here, when Bucky hit the home run, the place went silent. And the only cheers were from that box. Al Rosen and George Steinbrenner, and they were cheering. It was the whole Yankee contingent.
Here's the thing about Mr. Steiner. He was not intimidating. He didn't care. Like,
no,
you don't see front office people sit down there very often because they don't want to hear it.
The 0-2. Driven down the right field line. And it is a foul ball.
In all the time I've been here, I've only seen one wrapped around the pesky pole, and it was Wade Boggs.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow. One and two on Wells. Just missed outside.
Yeah, what if Narvaez is going to go talk to him and, like, don't worry about the runner. Just continue to throw strikes, because if you get it out here, it doesn't matter where the runner on first is. He can be on third. If you get it out, it doesn't matter.
So Boone is throwing up what the count is right now. 2-2. Now, one of the worries that the Red Sox really do have is Garrett Crochet, who, his best pitch was what, a sweeper?
Sweeper. Oh, it swept too.
And it's kind of non-existent this year. So people are sitting on his fastball. And he's been hit hard the last 2 starts. And he's the ace of their staff, Joe.
Yeah, and there's concern because it's the most inning he's ever logged. And how is he physically going to respond? I love what Caballero's doing at first base. He's trying to get him to throw over for the second time. I mean, he's jumping around. It's kind of a one-way lead. He knows that he's going back. But if he gets that second one, then maybe he'll be a little bit more riskier in trying to steal.
One on, 2 outs, and a 2-2 count on Austin Wells, the 9th batter in the Yankee order. Yankees lead 1-0 on the Stanton home run. We're in the top of the 5th. Big lead, he goes. Grounded softly, fielded by Early. He'll take it himself, and that will do it. No runs ahead. 1 left. We're halfway through. Yankees lead 1-0. Well, now it's time for a little segment that we like to call, well, Mel, why don't you tell us, Brad?
How about that?
Well, this is about Marcelo Meyer. He grew up a Yankees fan, but switched allegiances after being drafted by the Red Sox. That makes sense. Says comparisons to Vinny Chase from the show Entourage eventually inspired him to start watching the series. And his favorite food is boiled mole. That's chicken with chocolate sauce, rice, and beans. I could see the
Yeah. Wow.
Adrian Grenier. Wow.
Might be saying who's who.
Pitches outside. The weird part is, Meyer's brother, his name is Johnny Drama. It's unbelievable how it all fits together. Grounded foul.
To me, he's that classic hitter, Michael, where he tries to hit the fastball the opposite field and pull the breaking ball, which keeps him kind of untimed for everything. It's just the most important thing after that is pitch recognition. You recognize that it's a breaking ball, so you know what you're doing.
And he is plunked. Hear it up here. Never fun to get hit, but on a cold night,
On your feet, that's what you call a back foot breaking ball. Got the front foot, and it always misses the pad. How does it miss the pad? Missed it. It's a good thing it was a glancing blow for him. Got to watch for the bunt here, Michael. Good drag bunter. He had 6 hits on bunts last year.
and a strike.
The Red Sox have been bunting a lot more. They tried to safety squeeze yesterday. Got lucky that Flaherty made an error. They had the base runner dead to right at home.
See if they can turn too. Oh, they do. Red Sox crowd booing right now.
Yeah, I never really understood that completely.
The booing?
Yeah, that why you wouldn't be trying to encourage him to get him going. Because I don't think it makes it easier as a player when you're being booed.
Oh, we saw that worked in Philly with Trey Turner.
Yeah.
Where they, you know, they're a notoriously tough crowd. And they said, let's cheer him.
See what happens.
It worked. But fans get frustrated too.
Oh, I get it. I mean, I get why they boo. They want to win. They want players to do well. But I'm not sure it's a great motivator. Unless you're on the road.
And you had the honor of getting booed at the Yankee Fan Fest, which I'd never heard of.
Yeah, Fan Fest, spring training, the welcome home dinner.
Took a while. You won him over.
I thank Doc Gooden for throwing that no-hitter on May 14th, because to me, that's when it really changed.
And Michael, what a difference a couple decades make. He was at the welcome home dinner this past one after the game on Sunday, and he received an award.
Prior to the Yankees, he gave a great speech as Narvaez lofts it to center field. Bellinger makes the play, and that'll do it. 5 in the books here at Fenway Park. Yankees lead 1-0.
Everybody, Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Reds and Rays tonight, top of the second. Ke'Bryan Hayes opposite way off Steven Matz for his first homer of the year. Next man up, Dane Myers. How about up and out to left center? Third set of back-to-back home runs for the Reds this season. That is most in the majors. They're looking for their 5th straight win. They lead it 5-0, guys.
Thank you, Bob. We'll go around the majors. Mason Miller, what a run for him. Adley Rushman activated from the 10-day IL. He's been out with a left ankle problem. And Edwin Diaz signed a big 3-year contract with the Dodgers. And he has loose bodies in his right elbow. He'll have surgery, expected to miss 3 months. You know, it's funny. That could end up working out for the Dodgers. The Dodgers almost treat the regular season as spring training. And they rest their pitchers, and they don't rush the starters back. And then when it gets to October, everybody is well rested.
They turn them loose.
Yeah.
I mean, the starters are pitching out of the bullpen, pitching a lot of innings. It's amazing how they do it. They have such great depth in their organization. And what's amazing to me about that, too, is how they continue to develop players, because they shouldn't be getting good picks.
Right. They're always at the bottom of the draft. So 3-0 on Rosario. Judge is on deck. And that is ball 4. So a leadoff walk with Judge coming up. Never what you want.
It's not what you want, Michael.
So Judge is grounded out twice to the left side against Early. Grounded at short, grounded at third.
Yeah, they have to be thrilled about what Early has done so far in this game. He's had a lot of ground ball outs, and he has not been a ground ball pitcher so far. And that's important against the Yankees, because when they get the ball in the air, it's home run time. Challenged.
This is his 3rd challenge. ABS presented by T-Mobile. Let's see if Judge is correct. No, it is a strike. So the count 0-2.
Pretty good percentage, and I think it's important that he has his challenges because of how dangerous he is as a hitter.
Bounced up there. Nice play by Narvaez.
Yeah, he's an outstanding blocker. Every year he's at the top of the heap when it comes to blocks above average. This is textbook. Let it come right down in front of you. You try to drop it on home plate, steer it towards home plate. Outstanding block.
The 1-2. 2-2. This might be one of the few road trips where Judge feels small because we're staying in the same hotel as the Philadelphia 76ers.
But I'm sure they're leaving after the night.
They are leaving after tonight. Yep.
Yeah.
They're playing the Celtics tonight, game 2 of that first round series. I got in an elevator today with about 7 of them. I mean, I'm 6'4", and I felt really small.
You're a point guard.
Yeah, hit that.
What do you think I am? I'm at the bench, water boy.
They are large people.
And everybody's a guard. Doesn't matter how big you are.
And Judge goes from 0-2 to a walk.
One thing they haven't gotten lately out of their starters is a lot of distance, and he's at a great pitch mark right now at only 75 pitches. It could give him 6 or 7 innings as their bullpen was really taxed with Sonny Gray going down in the 3rd inning. He's kind of gotten a little bit of trouble of being too careful.
So a trip to the mound to talk things over with early.
He had 10 walks in the first 19 innings this year. That's his 2nd walk tonight.
So here's Ben Rice. Struck out looking and was hit by a pitch. Yankees lead 1-0 on the Stanton 2nd inning home run that might still be traveling.
It's in orbit.
Rosario off second, Judge off first. 1-0.
See the right fielder Wilyer Abreu straight up as if you draw a line between 3rd and 2nd out to the outfield. He is really playing him to pull. Center field is not. But when he pulls the ball, he must really hook it down the line. That's what the numbers are going to tell you, the spray charts. Left field's pretty straight up. Center field's pretty straight up. Right field's playing to pull. He's got a big gap between the right fielder and the center fielder.
One and 2. Rice wanted to challenge that.
Yeah, he's asking, is it at the bottom? And I think if Judge had not lost his challenge, that he probably would have challenged. It looked low to me. Yeah.
And down goes Rice. Big strikeout for early. 1 away.
Yeah, flipping that count from 2-1 to 1-2 was such a big difference.
And here's Stanton. We'll take a look at the exit velocity presented by Spectrum. 111.5 and it traveled 369 feet. And right on the Lansdowne Street.
Someone just taking a walk. Dodging baseballs out there, Mike.
And a strike. Struck out in the 4th. The home run came in the 2nd. 3rd home run of the year. 456th of his career. Waved at that one. Good changeup.
Yeah, it looks just like his sinker that he threw 93 miles an hour. It starts down, but it has that late depth compared to the sinker that's going to stay on the plane for the most part.
One and 2. Told you he's done well at Fenway while with the Yankees. This is his 40th game. Two and 2. 1-0. Yankees Red Sox. Yankees on top. Looking for more. 1st and 2nd. 1 man out here in the 6th. Yankees have 4 hits and the Red Sox just 2 hits against Luis Gil. You can hear the Red Sox fans are giving their opinion about the Yankees. And 3-2 on the Yankee DH.
Yeah, he's been really economical the whole game except this inning. And he's had a couple counts that went from 0-2 to 3-2. Hitters usually become more aggressive on 3-2 than they are 2-2. I would think he would throw a changeup down here, Michael.
Driven out into left center field. Long run for Rafaela. He's not going to get there, and it's high off the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Judge. Here's the throw. He scores, and the Yankees take a 3-0 lead, all driven in by Stanton. A 2-run double this time.
Yeah, Michael, I thought he hit it off the end of the bat. I didn't think he got that much of it, but when you have the top bat speed in baseball, every ball you hit is going to carry. He hits this ball off the end. He extends his arms, takes a good look at it, hits it off the wall. Very good read by Aaron Judge. That's the other thing that can be tricky, is trying to read where the ball is if it's going to hit the wall, and they score. When you look at Story, he doesn't have a real strong arm, so that's probably why Aaron Judge was sent. The Yankees are up 3-0.
There's Bellinger.
Here, watch Aaron Judge. He gets a good read on this ball. He knows that he can get to second base and tag and go back to first if he catches it, but he gets way out there and he's able to score on this 2-run double by Stanton. And the play probably should have went to second base to try to get Stanton. Nice textbook slide. Hands up.
Some slide, huh?
Yeah, really textbook. That'll warm you up.
1-1 now on Bellinger. Season high 3 ribbies. Came into the game 1 for his last 21. He's 2 for 3, driving in all 3 runs.
Michael, this is a strange game. I've always said this game is so hard to figure out. When you think you have it figured out, you don't. You see Anderson up in the bullpen. Stanton and Chisholm were 1 for 34 off of lefties coming into this game. 0 for their last 33. They got 3 of the 5 hits.
One-two. Bellinger hit a bullet to Contreras in the 4th. He turned it into a 3-6 double play. But he's down the count right here, 1-2. And Early's pitch count is rocketed up. This is about to be his 90th pitch.
That'll call him the spoiler. He spoils a lot of pitches, fouls a lot of balls off.
Two and two. It's weird, like Early keeps getting ahead of the batters, but then gets really cute, and all of a sudden it's full.
I thought the same thing. The 3rd time through, he has really started to nibble when he's gotten ahead, and he's had success this year the 3rd time through. It's not like he hasn't had any success, and it's cost him a couple walks and a double.
And there he is. Now it's full. Randall Grichuk on deck for the Yanks. And he ended up walking him. 3rd walk of the inning. And Cora's going to go to the mound and take Early with him. So he signals for the right-hander. Let's see if Boone counters with Trent Grisham. So Cora lifts the youngster Connolly Early. Yankees lead 3-0 and still threatening. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. By your local tri-state Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by the New York Lottery. This could be your lucky play. Not a lucky day for Connolly early, especially the 6th inning. Lost the plate, walked free, gave up a 2-run double off the wall to Giancarlo Stanton. The Yankees lead 3-0. He leaves runners on first and second for that guy, Jack Anderson, who made his major league debut last Thursday. So this will be his 3rd big league game.
Michael, average fastball, 90.5. When do you see that?
Not very often.
No. He's got a split, curveball, slider. He's got it all.
So they're going to stay with the righty Grichuk. You know, Boone was explaining to the media today. He said, everybody, when they look at how lineups are made out, they see a lefty on the mound. Not all lefties are the same. Not all righties are the same. I might want to keep in a righty against a righty. He said tomorrow there's a lefty, Ranger Suarez on the mound. He's completely different than Connolly early, so the lineup's going to look different. It's not lefty all the time.
Yeah, I think people assume that they put them all in the same bucket, and they're completely different. Ranger Suarez is more of a finesse guy that tunnels a lot of different pitches.
Ground ball, third base. Steps on the bag, one on to first. Not in time. Grichuk beat it out. Now they might challenge at third. Stan's not sure he got him, but they're not going to challenge, so now he will head to the dugout.
Yeah, Durbin, the way he was charging hard, he would have had to stop, and this was probably his best bet. He makes a good throw. I know he bounced it, but that's the way to get rid of it and get some arm strength on it. Easy one for Contreras to pick.
I'm not quite sure why Stan hesitated. He was out by plenty at third. Chisholm fouls him out.
Michael, you will see things every day on the field that you're not sure why people do it.
Right.
It's just the nature of the game.
Three times he's showed bunt.
2 outs, you don't want him bunting. You want him driving this run in. A right-hander behind you. You have been really good at driving runs in for the Yankees since you've been here. You've struggled this year, but no outs, I get it. 2 outs, you got to drive it in.
Jazz still looking for his first home run. And he bunts. He push bunts toward third. And it's a base hit. So it worked out. He picked up a single as Durbin had no play.
Outstanding bunt. And obviously you're hoping that Caballero can drive these runs in. And I think it just tells you how Jazz feels about how he's going right now. Get a couple hits, get the average up a little bit, and all of a sudden maybe you can take off. But I mean, this should be in his bag of tricks all the time. With 2 outs, you usually want him to drive in runs, but he chose not to.
Bases loaded for the Yankees. Here's Caballero. Had an infield single in the 5th, wrapped into a double play in the 2nd. Caballero calls time.
It happens a lot with him. I think he was saying he has to make eye contact there, Michael. You know, Caballero looks down, and he still hasn't made eye contact. The pitcher can't start until he looks up, and he just has to look up before 8 seconds.
Boy, Caballero is like insistent about that. I can't think of any other hitter who's more insistent upon it.
Well, it's just his way of handling and not having to sit there so long. So for a lot of guys, they just won't get in the box until 10 seconds. He tends to look down and then looks up to focus. Still hasn't done it. I'm not sure Anderson understands.
give credit to Austin Jones, who's explaining it to him.
Yes. And he's doing right by both guys. He's taking care of Caballero, and he's explaining it to Anderson. So that's an outstanding job. He cuts it close, though, doesn't he, Michael?
He really does.
He looked right up at 8 seconds. But I like what he does, actually, because pitchers try to control the timing. He's actually controlling the timing by not looking up until 8 seconds. Guys will hold it for 13, 14 seconds, and you're in the box. Your legs get heavy. I actually like what he does.
And he's probably disrupting the pitcher right now, too. It's almost like a guy holding somebody on. Three-two. Strike three. And it's challenged there by Caballero. He's taking off his shin guard.
The batter is challenging.
Powered by T-Mobile. Let's see. And it's a strike. So the Yankees are out of challenges.
New York is out of challenges.
They leave the bases loaded, but they do get 2 more runs. And it's off the same bat that got them the 1. Giancarlo Stanton hits one off the Green Monster. And when Aaron Judge slides over home plate, the Yankees lead 3-0. It is time for the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Well, good fastball by Luis Hill there, and then you're going to see the changeup down to the right-handed hitter, and then another good fastball away. He's really used his fastball well tonight, and the other pitches as well, and has been ahead most of the night. Only 65 pitches through 5 innings.
Well, the first pitch, a ball to Roman Anthony. Line drive caught by Caballero. Was starting to curve toward his right, but he made the play.
Yeah, I was probably knuckling a little bit. That's a tough play. I mean, you're trying to read it, and you're thinking it's going to come straight at you. Over Luis Hill's head. He probably blocks it out a little bit, doesn't get a good read on it. Watch this. Right at your head. Oh, duck. Nice play by Caballero. It's a big inning right here for Luis Hill. I think Contreras would be taken after the first pitch, but nope.
Popped up. Rice in foul territory. Retires Contreras.
So, Mike, I always found this hard for some pitchers to do. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Right.
This guy should be taken no matter what, right? I mean, it's just the thing, because your pitcher, you don't want him to have to get back out there so quickly. And it's been an easy inning for him. And when you ask him just to throw a strike down the middle, a lot of times they can't do it, because they're not used to just doing it. But he did it right there. That a baby.
Slow ground ball. Caballero. That's an easy inning. 4 pitches. And the Red Sox go down in order 1, 2, 3. Wow. Come celebrate Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd. There'll be appearances by your favorite Star Wars characters. And the first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Mac-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Tickets going fast, so get your tickets today at Yankees.com, and may the Force be with you. Austin Wells fouls it off. We start the 7th. Hill has completely shut the Red Sox down.
only start against the Red Sox last year, he went 6 innings and didn't give up a run. We talked about how much success, a .99 ERA in 5 starts.
Fly ball. Rafaela puts it away. 1 down.
I feel like he's not far off either, Michael. And high fly balls to center, he got the barrel to that ball. A lot of times can be good things. And he's lined out to left. I'd just like to see him pull the ball in the air a little more.
Rosario swings and misses. His walk in the 6th inning started that 2-run rally for the Yanks. Yankees lead 3-0. All the runs driven in by Stanton. Ground ball to Durbin. Two away. Judge walked in that 6th inning, came around to score. 0 for 2. Fouled away. One and one as Judge checks a swing. Judge was 2 for 10 over the weekend against Kansas City. I never quite understood this chant when the Yankees are leading the game.
I think they're saying Yankees Sox.
Oh,
It's the rivalry.
I got it. See, I never, I didn't hear it the right way. Ground ball in the hole and a base hit past the diving Story. So Judge with a 2-out single. Got to bring up Rice.
Because after he gets a hit, you hear a lot of cheers.
Right.
So it goes from Yankee Sox to cheers. This is good placement, Michael. Just out of the reach of Trevor Story. Guys like him and Stanton ground balls get through the infield so much quicker than the average player. And that's why so many of them are hits.
You know, it's funny, you know, with the new age analytics that are available to us, sometimes you get criticized for giving exit velo, but the harder you hit, the better chance you have of getting a base hit, getting through the infield. Outfielders not catching up to it, so exit velocity means something.
It sure does. I thought I heard a stat the other day that he hit it over 95 miles an hour. The batting average is like 450. You know, so for Judge, I'm sure that ground ball was over 95 miles an hour. It's probably closer to 100, and that's why he gets through.
And that's why Ben Rice has been such a impressive hitter, because last year he turned into a guy who hit the ball much harder than he did when he first came up, and it continues this year.
And he's getting the ball in the air too, which is really impressive, and that's why there's so many home runs. You're going to see this foul tip off the top of the shin guard. Never understood how guys don't attach all the strings and it just pops off. Ooh.
The 0-2. Strike 3. Ben Rice is challenged, but he doesn't have a challenge left. Left without a challenge. It's time for the stretch.
Time for your Ford Studio Update. Bob and Jack with you, and on the pregame, one of your keys was Luis Hill. pitch efficiently, and he has done exactly that.
And Bob, that efficiency has allowed him to pitch into the 7th inning. Look at what he's done across the last 3 innings. The last 9 batters he's faced, he's accumulated 9 outs on only 23 pitches. The four-seam fastball, as always, needs to be important for him. Sinker and changeup as well, and then Stanton has provided the offense.
We'll talk about Stanton, Heel, and more coming up on the postgame. See you then, guys.
Well, thank you, Bob and Jack. 3-7-0 for the Yanks, 0-2-0 for the Red Sox. Heel's been great. Stanton's driven in all the runs. Connolly early, he kind of buckled in the 6th inning, pitched well before that. And Marcelo Meyer, a double and a hit by pitch for the Red Sox, whose offense has not been clicking. Abreu swings and misses, just 2 hits for the Red Sox. The other hit, a single in the 1st by Contreras as McMahon takes over 3rd to tighten up the defense. That one is driven in center field. Bellinger back. That makes the play. Let's take a look at Heel coming into this inning. Statcast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, you see the mix of pitches, the four-seamer, slider, changeup are pretty even. He's thrown some sinkers, and sometimes, to me, it's hard to tell if it's a four-seamer or a sinker, but he has pitched really efficiently. You see the 1st inning, he got through that, and he's been really, really good since then.
He's had a 7-pitch inning and a 5-pitch inning. I mean, the Red Sox, I mean, Heel has good stuff, but they look totally overmatched.
Well, they did the same thing in the Detroit series where they were attacking the baseball early. Now, it was off a school ball, and I get that, because you don't want to get to that changeup of his, but you know, there has not been a lot of patience on their side tonight, and it's worked to the Yankees' advantage. And they're 21st in baseball in walks, Michael, so it's not a team that walks. It's a young team that's aggressive.
Three 3-0 on Story.
You know, I just noticed something, Michael. You see Luis's belt?
Mm-hmm.
It would look great with your jacket tonight.
It's a good point. Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. And Story works a walk. There's Rafaela. And here's Matt Blake. How much does a manager start to get an itchy trigger finger just by looking up at innings? Because if you look at how he's performed and you look at his pitch count, it shouldn't be the bullpen up warming. So you see the 7th inning, you start to get, I got to make a move.
Well, I took a lot of things into account, Michael. I took in what he was like the 3rd time through a lineup, what he was like through pitch 75 through 100, how he was throwing the baseball at the time, what I had in my bullpen. The Yankees had an off day, so they have a loaded bullpen. The other thing with Luis Gil is you want to make sure that he ends on a good note, because his first 2 starts, the numbers aren't great, and you want him to end on a good note so he carries that confidence into the next start. In a sense, I would take him out earlier than later because I want him to finish on a good note.
So it would be a different thought process if it was Max Fried on the mound.
Correct.
And there's a strike to Rafaela.
Love that. He threw 4 straight balls, or yeah, there's the belt, there's the jacket. Look at that, Michael.
It would be perfect. I'm going to go down and get it.
Yeah. I love what he's done in this at bat too. He threw 5 pitches to Story, 4 of them were ball. They're all fastballs. So what's he do? He comes back with a changeup to Rafaela, because all of a sudden he had kind of lost maybe his release point with his fastball. There's always a pitch that gets you back to your mechanics. It could be a curveball, it could be a changeup. He's ahead now, 0-2. Expand.
No, Boone was explaining the problems that Gil had last year, and he said he thinks he lost his arm slot because of the injury.
I agree. I think the lat strain, he was protecting it the whole year.
2-2.
Saw Rafael hit a changeup yesterday for 2 RBIs. It was about 6 inches off the plate, and he was able to get to it. So he has plenty of plate coverage. He will chase, but he's got plenty of plate coverage.
3-2.
And we look at this motion. He's been really good tonight. And it's compact. It's directional right towards home plate. You can see the extent. He does not fall off a lot. And he's thrown a lot of strikes. But a lot of it is where his hand is on the baseball. You want it on top. And how high his arm angle is.
Runner is going. And it's ball 4 as Rafaela works a walk. So 2 straight walks with 1 out. First and second. Let's see what Boone does. He has Hedrick ready. And that's going to do it for Heel. So he's got Hedrick and Cruz up. Let's see which one he goes with. Well, we've already had Blake out there, so it is going to be Hedrick. He signals for the left-hander. That's with Meyer coming up. Brent Hedrick, first and second, 1 man out. Really good performance by Heel. All right, tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Anthony Volpe, 2 for 4 today. First home run in his rehab, and that's with AAA. Played 4 games with AA Somerset last week. And Boone said today he'd like to get him 5 games this week with Scranton.
Yeah, I like the way they're building him up, giving him at-bats, giving him plenty of time, a normal spring training, and not rushing him. I think it's great.
So Luis Heel has pitched very well, but then he walks to 2 batters, and they are now his responsibility. Here's Brent Hedrick.
Yeah, I know the Yankees are up 3-0 here, Michael, but you got to watch. They will try to steal second and third here. Trevor Story's on second. He stole 31 bases in a row between 24 and 25 before he was caught. Try to make it easier to get some runs in.
And they send up Andrew Monasterio to pinch hit against Hedrick, and he takes a strike. So Monasterio pinch hitting for Meyer. And quickly 0-2 for Hedrick. Hedrick has worked himself into Boone's circle of trust. You see him coming in. The situations are much more high leverage than at the beginning. The 0-2. Still 0-2. Take a look at the Yankees bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Yesterday was a day off, so you would think that everybody's available. They probably love to stay away from Jabi, but everyone is well rested.
Michael, that's a manager's dream when you have a bullpen this wide open, because it doesn't happen a lot like that during the season. You have guys that are down for a day. A day off, some distance out of some starters. Weathers was really good again. Gives you a fresh bullpen on this 9-game road trip.
Just missed. Good pitch. 1-2.
Tough out, Michael. He's not a guy that strikes out a lot, not a guy that puts the ball in the ground. Fairly athletic.
Popped up. Who's going to get it? Rice, Chisholm, Judge. Judge makes the play. And then fires toward third. Cut off by Caballero. Big out for Hedrick, retiring the pinch hitter Monasterio.
Yeah, that's a business decision when you're running after a fly ball. And Judge is coming too. Get out of the way. It's his ball. He's got priority. He's got priority over the infielders. And then it's Jazz. And then it's Ben Rice. And a nice job by Aaron Judge. Nice job by Caballero to go catch that and make sure that it didn't get by the third baseman. Keep those guys at first and second.
So here's Caleb Durbin now. First and second, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees lead 3-0. Durbin showed some power last year in Milwaukee, 11 home runs. He doesn't have a home run this year. And a strike from Hedrick.
Yeah, really good sinker there, down and away. Can't get hurt there. Yeah, give up a single. Chances are he's not going to get that ball in the air and drive it very far. Outstanding pitch. Get ahead.
And another strike, attacking the zone.
Ooh, that was kind of late, that challenge.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter is challenging.
ABS presented by T-Mobile. Let's take a look. And he's right. They overchallenge. And Boone is upset that the challenge came late.
Yeah. He actually turned around and started to walk away. You're going to watch him start to walk away. You're supposed to challenge right now. No. And I guess, I mean, that's just too long.
One, 1-2. How cold is it? Take a look at the nose on Durbin. Looks like he's been on a sleigh ride. Strike 3. Again challenged by Durbin.
The previous pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenging.
Powered by T-Mobile. Let's take a look. And he's wrong. So big strikeout for Hedrick. And he comes on and leaves 2 runners stranded. The 2 walks go by the board. We go to the 8th inning. 3-0 Yankees. Well, fans, Yankee games on Yes are streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download and sign into the Gotham Sports app now and check out all the great Yankees content, including game highlights, clubhouse reports, and Jack Curry's news and views. Giancarlo Stanton leads off. He's driven in all 3 Yankee runs. Jack Anderson's still in there. Came out on relief of Early. And that was in the 6th inning. Tells the story, just 2 hits for the Red Sox. And the 3 for the Yankees because of Stanton. That one's driven into center field and deep. Going back, Rafaela. And that ball's going to be caught as he runs into the wall. What a play by the Gold Glove winner. He took an extra base hit away from Stanton.
How did he catch that? I didn't think he had a prayer when he went leaping up against the wall, and I think it shows you why he's won a Gold Glove. But you're going to see him extend, never take his eye off the ball, leap, crash into the wall, and hold on. What an outstanding play. That's not fair.
Wow. Terrific play. Bellinger takes a strike.
Yeah, he gets such great jumps on the ball. He's so athletic and he's extremely fast. But you can see he knows how much room he has. He's looking back, checking where the wall is.
That one is laced into left field, a base hit for Cody Bellinger. That extends his hitting streak to 9 straight. Grichuk, 1-0. And that one is looped into left field. It's a base hit, and it's going to split the outfielders and go to the wall. Bellinger rounding third. He's coming home. The throw is not in time. It's an RBI double for Grichuk, and it's 4-0 Yanks.
Aaron Boone chose to stay with Randall Grichuk because Boston has a left-hander up in the bullpen and did not go to Grisham, and he rewards him with his third double of the year, an RBI double that puts the Yankees up 4-0. It splits the left and center fielder off the wall. Really good base runner in Cody Bellinger, takes off right away, knows the ball is down. Really good turns, tight turns, and is able to score easily. Loses his helmet, has to put a slide, but guess what? Jazz is there telling him what to do. Get down, get down, get down. And he scores easily.
Well, that'll do it for Anderson. Runner at second base. Chisholm due up. They bring on the left-hander. Yankees lead 4-0. Well, yes, his next game is Thursday. The Yankees and the Red Sox play the series finale here at Fenway. Extended coverage begins at 4 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up the first pitch at 6:10 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. You can also catch the Yankees batting practice show tomorrow at 5:30 before game coverage on Prime. So the Red Sox bring in Tyler Samaniego, 27 years old. He made his major league debut on April 8th. He was just called up today when they put Sonny Gray on the IL, and he gets Jazz Chisholm to swing through a pitch, 0-1.
Yeah, right now they have 9 guys in their bullpen because they don't have a starter, a fifth starter. They have not replaced Sonny Gray with a starter. They replaced him with a reliever because the bullpen's been worked so hard. And Michael, he's one of 4 pitchers for the Boston Red Sox, all relievers, making their major league debut this year.
It's a lot to ask.
Yeah, it is. When you're struggling, it's tough.
The back of the bullpen is strong, obviously, with Chapman. They got a great setup guy in Whitlock. Weissert pitched great yesterday against the Tigers, but they've got some issues. But the numbers are pretty good. Line drive, and it's caught by Contreras. Fires to second for the double play. Nice play by Contreras, and that'll do it for the Yankees in the 8th. Well, fans, stay tuned after the final out for tonight's WB Mason Yankees postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry going to have highlights and analysis. Meredith Marakovitz gets player interviews in the clubhouse, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. It's all coming up next on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. They just had a chorus of Sweet Caroline, which is always played heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. Defensive shift. Cody Bellinger moves from center to left. Trent Grisham takes over in center field. Narvaez leads off against Hedrick, who deals a strike. Hedrick did a good job to get out of the 7th inning. So Yankees get a run in the 8th. They're up 4-0. First game of this 3-game set. Grounded foul. Red Sox started the season 2-8. They've been 7-5 since then, but still 9-13 to open the season. And the Red Sox and the Blue Jays are tied for last place in the East, while the Yankees sit atop the standings. Tampa Bay a game behind, Baltimore 2.5 behind before play began tonight. Lined into right center field. That's trouble. It's a base hit. Cutting it up beautifully is Judge, and he holds Narvaez to a single. That's a nice play by the Yankee captain.
Yeah, he does a really good job of cutting this ball off and keeping the double play in order. This ball kind of checks up when it hits the grass. It kind of checks up a little bit. He's able to cut it off, be able to get rid of it quick, and you know that he has a very accurate and strong arm. So Narvaez, with down 4 runs in the 8th, knows that he can't make the out at second.
So Boone will take the ball from Hedrick after this single by Narvaez. Just the 3rd hit of the night for the Red Sox. So Boone makes a signal to the bullpen. That'll do it for Hedrick. Yankees lead this one 4-0. This chiropractic telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So they go to old reliable Tim Hill. 9 innings, no walks, 3 strikeouts, an ERA of 1. Opponents at 167 against him. So he'll go up against the Red Sox youngster, Roman Anthony. 1-0. And a strike. 1-1. Anthony is 0 for 2 with a walk, lined out to Caballero last time up.
Yeah, and he's reverse splits this year, hitting .333 off of left-handers, which is unusual. He hit pretty good off of left-handers last year, but he hit righties better. This year he has struggled against righties, as he did a little bit more tonight. Aaron Boone's looking for a double play ball, Michael.
And that one's chopped softly up the middle. They have one play, and they make it at first. Moving to second is Narvaez.
Really good job by Caballero to attack this baseball. You get the weak contact. You were hoping it would be hit a little bit harder so you get a double play, but he does a nice job of getting Roman Anthony, who's speeding down the line. Quick transfer, accurate throw. It gets Roman Anthony for the first out. Contreras will be very aggressive here, but what else is Tim gonna throw besides the sinker?
And that one is chopped left side. McMahon for out number 2. Moving to third is Narvaez. You almost want to show Tim Hill video to every pitcher.
Yeah, but he has that late sink, the deception because of where he throws. Can you imagine if he had a good sweeper too? He may never get hit.
He gets so many ground balls.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Caballero's got to get over.
Yoshida takes inside.
He was talking to McMahon. He was kind of sprinting to his position as the ball was being pitched.
And a strike. Two and two. Up the middle, Caballero, and Hill does it again. Forget Hill, that's Tim Mountain. It's time to name that Yankee. Joe, it says it's a 2, so it's supposed to be easy. What do you have?
Jacoby Ellsbury.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Great base runner, Michael. He was the one guy that made me change what I did when it came to, like if you went on contact or not. I always gave him read it because I trusted his instincts at third. If it was a slow roller, he could go. He didn't have to see it through. He had power. He had speed. He stole home against us off of Andy Pettit that I still have nightmares off of.
And there was nobody better at catcher's interference.
Nobody. Couple a year.
Caballero leads off, takes the ball. And now a strike. As for Tim Hill, 24 of 29 batted balls this season, Joe, have been on the ground.
Shocked?
No.
He gives up runs if he runs into bad luck, is basically what it is.
Right, because there's only 4 infielders.
Yes.
And there's other real estate that's open.
Maybe they should try 5 like they do.
You know, it's not a bad idea. I love that idea. I maybe even bring all the outfielders in.
Let's not get carried away, Mike. Because he can't get a double play if he gives up a double or a triple.
True. Three and 1 on Caballero with Austin Wells on deck. And again, Caballero wants to look in your eyes. When he was a young man, he must have been great in bars. He has great eye contact. He really does.
There's going to be a Caballero rule next year. Not going to allow what he's doing.
You're not going to allow what Caballero's doing?
Yeah, I think they're going to say, look, don't get in the box and look at or something. Like, I think it's fair, and I would hate to see him do that, but there's going to be a lot of people that complain about it.
And now they're saying that Caballero wasn't in on time. He violates the pitch clock, and he got struck out. So the game got a little bit too long, and the umpire said, you know what? I got the vibration. He said it was too long, and he's going to get a strikeout.
But it came from the first base umpire, which was interesting for me. It did not come from the home plate umpire. So I don't know if the vibration is in his pocket. Boy, it seemed awful quick, didn't it? 11. Yeah. Yeah, he's not in the box. No. Good job of Aaron Boone getting out there.
And Wells wraps one to right field for base hit.
And making sure that he didn't get tossed or argued, because he's already used his extra infielder, so he got out there quickly. There were days like you couldn't get out there quick enough, but as a manager, you could be able to get out there and protect your player.
I'm not saying umpires would do this, but they are human beings, and they're probably annoyed by him doing the 8-second thing
I'm
constantly.
sure. Yeah.
So they were looking to zap him, and they zapped him.
Well, yeah, because he cuts it so close every time. It's at like 8 seconds every time. And they don't want to see the stoppage in play like they had to do, what, 4 times tonight?
Yep. Ryan McMahon's first at bat came in for defense for Rosario. And a strike. When the 9th inning, it's 4-0 Yankees. Goes down on strikes. 2 away. Now Samaniego has to deal with Judge. Judge 1 for 3 with a walk, run scored. Bednar getting ready. Yankees have a 4-run lead, but they will bring in the closer, who is well rested. Want to know? You got the lefty swinging Rice on deck.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that he wants any part of Aaron Judge. Greg Maddux had an interesting theory about this. If you're going to pitch around someone, you pitch around him with the pitch you have the best control with. which is usually a fastball. Don't take a chance of hanging a break.
So that's a walk, his second walk. Other pitchers have the theory, if I'm going to walk him, I'll just plunk him and save a pitch.
Well, that was back in the old day. You know, if you're going to walk him, just put up the 4 fingers from the manager and say, go ahead.
Right. I think you're hedging your bet when a manager says, well, be careful here. Well, then let's just walk him.
You don't know how many times I got that coming from the bench. Be careful here. Be smart here. What do you think? I'm trying to be dumb?
Check swing, fouled away.
It's like if you're facing Tim Hill, you look at the catcher and tell him the hitter's the first pitch fastball hitter. What do you want me to throw?
First and second, 2 outs. And quickly 0-2 on Rice. Rice has struck out 3 times and was hit by a pitch tonight. Strike 3. Golden sombrero for Rice. He strikes out 4 times. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Time for the game-changing drives to the game, brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3. Let's take a look at this one in the 2nd inning. This is still traveling. Oh yeah, on to Lansdowne Street. And then later on in the 6th inning, a double off the green monster to drive in 2 runs to the Yankees more breathing room. So the Yankees lead 4-0. But 3 of them accounted for by that man, Giancarlo Stanton. Hey, G. Trying to stay warm on a cold night at Fenway Park. Not a save situation, but the Yankees go to David Bednar. 12 strikeouts in 8 2/3 innings. He's given up some hits, 306 batting average against, but 6 of 7 in save situations. Again, this is not a save situation.
Michael, I was explaining to you why this is a pet peeve of mine. Your most electric pitcher in your bullpen is usually your closer. I would like to see him get rid of the 3-batter minimum in the 9th inning. And when it became a closing situation, you could bring your closer in. So he would not have to start this inning. But if a guy got on base, you could bring him in. Because I hate using closers when you don't have to.
But even with the rule, can't you bring somebody in until he lets?
Well, it could be 4-3.
Yeah.
Before you can bring him in.
Yeah.
And you always want to give your closer wiggle room, and sometimes you use them more than you want to, and then you don't have them in games where you really need them. It'd be the one rule I'd like to see him change.
There's a breaking ball strike, 1-2 on Abreu. Abreu, Story, and Rafaela. Red Sox have managed just 3 hits against 4 Yankee pitchers. Louis Seal started and was terrific. Heel went 6 1/3 innings. Didn't allow a run. Tap right back to Bednar. 1 away.
Did a good job of setting that pitch to him with a high fastball before and throwing the split down in the zone. You see the frustration by Abreu. Trevor Story, this is one guy you got to be careful of just flipping a breaking ball up, because he hits hanging breaking balls really, really well. He will chase them below the zone, but don't just flip it up there, because he's aggressive on them.
One and 0. Story has struck out a lot this year, coming into this game striking out 37.5% of the time.
You talk about making the most of his hits, though. 18 hits, 17 RBIs. I mean, he's among league leaders in the American League with 17 RBIs.
296 average with runners in scoring position. That saved him.
Good way to have him. Nobody on base.
He had some year last year, played 157 games. He's injury prone. Had 31 steals.
32 attempts.
Yep.
And it was 31 in a row.
Yeah, got the last attempt thrown out by Shane Langoliers. Ground ball. McMahon. And the Red Sox are down to their final out. Now you could say the Red Sox look flat tonight, but when you don't score, you always look flat. Always, and that's a huge complaint. Well, they look so flat. Well, if you don't hit and there's no offense, you look flat.
Excitement from a bench comes from hitting.
Right.
It doesn't come from pitching necessarily.
Excitement came from him tonight.
Yeah, he looked really good again tonight.
But there's some heat on this Red Sox team here in Boston. They don't like the roster. They don't like the offseason. And now the Red Sox 1 out away from going 9-14.
They haven't been able to keep their stars, Michael, and I think that's the frustration. You know, you think about Mookie Betts leaving, and then you think about, you know, some of the other, Bregman just left.
Xander Bogaerts. They traded
Rafael Devers.
Because they wanted to get rid of that contract. Yep. The 1-2. That's going to be a tough play. Charging McMahon. He just will eat it as Rafael reaches with an infield single.
You want to induce weak contact, but sometimes you don't want to induce weak contact to guys that can fly like Rafael, and there's just no chance. McMahon does the right thing. Just eat it. Don't take a chance of throwing it away and getting the stupid air. You know he's got it.
So Jaron Duran is going to pinch hit for Monasterio. They do not hold on Rafaela. He can take second if he likes, and there he goes. So he goes to second on defensive indifference.
I always hated, though, like if he gets a hit here, it's an earned run on Bednar. There were times I would actually hold him on, Michael. Like if there was a right-handed hitter in this situation.
Right.
Because they care. It means something. ERA means something to a pitcher. I know a lot of times we don't look at it as an important stat sometimes, but it means something.
And a strike, 2-1 on the pinch hitter, Jaron Duran. And now the runner goes without even a pitch being thrown. And a strike away.
What do you call that one?
Really defensive indifference. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Yankees lead 4-0. The first game of a 3-game set between these 2 longtime rivals. And the pitch. A little bit high, and the count full.
I would think he would throw him a split here, Michael. Down. He will chase down. Not so much in and out, but he will chase down.
And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it on the split, and that'll do it. As the Yankees win 4-0. Giancarlo Stanton drove in 3 of the runs. And domination from the beginning to the end as the Yankees win their 4th straight game.
Yeah, I think that the big thing is Luis Gil was really good again tonight. And he's had so much success against the Boston Red Sox. But to see him have success tonight is really important, because you're going to need all these starters, because people are, hopefully they don't, are going to go down, and you need depth. And the Yankees have the rotation going in a really good direction.
Well, Max Fried tomorrow, Cam Schlittler after that. So they've got it lined up. They win the first game of the series, 4-10-0, beating 0-4-0. We'll come back, we'll give out awards, and then the post game after